Hey, it's Steve here at the Soggy Bottom Farm. I'm not sure if you've seen the last video or not. Probably not. But anyways, I got this generator. It was given to me. It's a 13 horsepower, 8,000 watt, high performance. Made by All Power. Right now she's dead as a doornail. I was told it hadn't been started in a couple years. Let's see what's going on here. I got the charger plugged into it, but I know the battery is dead. It's got a run position and start. See, nothing. So what we're gonna do is we'll put some juice in that battery, get some air in these tires here. They're both flat. There's no weight on this one. Well, heck, that one might actually have air in it. But I noticed we got some holes in the mufflers. Gonna fix it all. Clean it all up, give it a good bath. Probably have to take the carburetor apart and give this thing a good once over. Make it something worth keeping around here. It's 13 horsepower. You know, a Honda clone. And we're gonna do whatever we have to do to make this thing work for us. I like the fact that it has an electric start on it. Alright, hang in there. I'll get some air in this tire. Bring you back to see if this thing, for the first time it's ever cranked with my owning it. I'm gonna put some air in that tire, but I'm gonna have to take it off that rim and reposition that tube. If it holds air. If it don't, I might just fill it with some stuff. Let's see what's going on. I've had it going for a couple of minutes here on low. Oh yeah, she's turning over. Let's see if it'll start. I'm not familiar with this thing at all. I'm going to go out on a hunch here and say that you pull this for choke. Operating something in that carburetor. Maybe I got to push it. Yeah, let's push it all the way in. Let's start it. Let's try again. Hang on, let's see if it's got some spark. That'll get rid of the oil pressure switches and all the other safety devices. Can you see that? Oh yeah, she got... Yeah, when it ain't shaking, it's got good spark. So it ain't our oil switch. Man, get a load of the hole in this crankcase vent. Gonna have to deal with that thing. Maybe I went the wrong way with this thing. Come on, man, not even a cough. It's a positive sign. At least we know it's fuel related. Hang in there. Man, I got that thing inside the shed here. Let me tell you, that dude is heavy. Let's tear it apart and see what's going on. I'll get some of these covers off of here. You know, these bolts. Get this gas tank out of here. We'll tear that carburetor off. We'll do it right the first time. And put her back together and see what's happening. Man, I gotta conduct one more quick test here. I might have overlooked something. Let me bring you along. Maybe that oil switch doesn't interrupt the spark. Maybe it's interrupting the ability of this gas solenoid to be pulled on and off. I didn't see it when I first started talking about this generator. And yeah, this carburetor's got a solenoid valve that shuts off the fuel. We better test that before we keep with our premeditated thoughts here. Let's figure out if this is working or not. Okay, let me know if you hear this thing clicking. Right here. This guy right here. Off, on, off. I don't hear it. Let me travel down that road. Man, I guess it's time to just go ahead and check the oil in it. Let me get a dipstick. Yeah, I got a screwdriver. This ought to work. Oh yeah, there's plenty of oil in that thing. All right. Man, you know, you think it really can't be a switch, right? That usually shuts the ignition off. Let's just see if we got some power going to that thing. Man, I got that gas tank off. It's sitting over there right now. We'll take a sample and see what that gas looks like. The inside of that tank really looks good. Well, we got some issues here with this cover. We'll have to deal with that. They welded the standoffs onto the muffler. 5 out of 6 of them have failed. Once again, we got this little hole up in this PVC vent here. This crankcase vent. But there's something else going on here. There's a... right here, I've never seen this before. There's a vacuum line running here. It's going up in here, and you see this, right here is a diaphragm. It's operating the choke butterfly. Get this cover off of here. We're after this guy right here. We need to see what's going on there. I don't know if I'll get the carburetor completely off or not, but I noticed this thing's missing a cover. There used to be a cover. It was on here, down there, one across here, behind the wheel there. And one of them is snapped off right there. We might make something else to put back over that. In case I decide that we don't even need that. But maybe the best thing to do is to find this wire. I'm pretty sure it's this guy right here. And we'll put a little piercing probe through there and see if we're getting some power to that this little gas shutoff thing here. Let me get meters set up and we'll see what's going on. Well, we knew that was going to happen. The lower right. Let's see what's inside of here. As you can tell, I went ahead and started getting into this thing. I had to get this hose onto that fitting there, and I couldn't do it with all that stuff in the way. It was just like the last generator, just some 8mm nuts and a 10. But hey, that little thing up there with the diaphragm on it and this hose, that's a check valve right there. It must be using manifold vacuum to operate this butterfly. That check valve is working. Must be some part of the governor. I've never seen it before. It's interesting. Alright, let me I got some gas inside this hose here. Let me elevate this thing and we'll see what's going on. I'll get it held up and clamped in place. Alright, I got a little charger on that battery for a few minutes, but look at this. Looks like that solenoid valve right here is sealing this off. I haven't lost a bit of gasoline out of this tube yet. Where's the level? Right there. That's the level. Let's turn on the key switch and see what happens here. We'll just turn it to run. I'm not losing any fuel. Maybe I don't have enough juice in it yet. Is this thing working? She still ain't taking no gas. Let's figure it out. And that thing seems to be making some noise. Oh, don't make me do it. Hang in there. Man, I've given into the fact that I'm just going to have to take this bowl off. Let's see if there is any fuel in it, first of all. This should allow the fuel to run out right here, I would think. Looks that way to me. Focus. I hope it's empty. I don't know why that gas didn't come out of the hose. There's gas in here. There is gas in the bowl. Put a rag under there, catch that stuff. It looks like I've never seen one like this before. There's a couple of Phillips head screws right here. That nut up in there is going to be impossible for me to grab a hold of. And even if I could, I can't rotate it. I'm going to take them screws out right there. And we'll open this up and see what's going on in there. The gas don't smell bad. When I got that thing out of there, I'm going to use the key and we'll see if this thing is actually moving. Man, it's got some rust on it. I doubt it's going to move, but let's see what happens here. Nothing. I'm going to fiddle around with that thing and see if I can get it moving. If I can't, might just have to shorten it a little bit. Man, I got this thing moving. It seems backwards, don't it? No, I guess there's a... Man, it has a lot of stuff in it. It's not feeling very good at all. But hey, if you fiddle around with it, you get it moving around again, you might be able to save yourself some money. This thing probably costs a pretty good chunk of change. We'll squirt some WD-40 and stuff down in there, and maybe we can save that thing. We'll try. Let you know. Hey, get a load of this, you guys. That's the noise I was looking for. That thing will work for a while. Progress. It really does make a lot of sense to go ahead and just take this thing apart, but I am not going to damage that seal today. There ain't no way I can get it running today if if I push my luck. Let's just take where we're at, put that guy back in there, and see how it goes. Man, listen to that thing over there. See, it clicks. But the minute that I try and tighten up these screws, it stops operating. This is strange. Let me do them a little bit at a time here. Man, it's got me baffled. I don't know what's going on. I don't think that's that click over there. I think all I'm hearing is the key. What we'll do is, then I'll just put it in there. We'll put the gas line on it, turn the key on. See what happens. Man, I lost half my gas when I hooked it up. I'm pretty sure that key's off. That thing should have been shut off. Yeah, that's off. Man, I wondered about that thing operating backwards. Let's see if it put fuel in this bowl here. I hope not. Come on, screwdriver. Get in the hole. Yeah. It filled that bowl up. Let me think about this for a minute. It shouldn't have done that. Man, that gas finally stopped draining down. We gotta be full though. Let's see what happens. I've had this little charger hooked up to it. I might have to get the big one out. Let's see. What is this thing got? Is this a choke? Let's see what's going on here. Should have started. Man, what is your problem, fella? Let me put the big charger on it. Maybe we've got to spin it faster. Let me pump this guy up a few seconds here. 12 volt high. You know we're not getting any gas. I hate to say it, but I know that's what's going on. Alright, I guess I'll take that carburetor off of there. Man, here's that nut. Gonna have to work on the inside of that, and well, you can't see in there, trust me, it's dirty. It's dirty here. Look inside this bowl. Man, there's some nasty trash in there. I'm gonna be cleaning that up for about an hour, maybe 2. Then I'll have to get up in here because it's underneath of this this float. Let me see if it'll come out of there real quick. Man, that guy don't look too bad. Focus in on it. I don't know, it's goopy looking. But yeah, I got the same thing under here. There's a bunch of trash down inside of that carburetor. Man, how come I can't get light on that? There. See that? Man, I'll have to clean all this out. I'll pull the jet out of the inside of that thing and maybe get the emulsion tube out of it. And, you know, just clean it all up. There's a lot of garbage in this hole here where my thumb's at. And then, see that little pin sticking out right there? That's what's behind this screw right here. We might have to take that plastic, don't mess with me attachment off of there and do what we want. So far I've only broken one gasket. It's the one right behind the breather. We should be alright. It ain't as important as the one by the manifold, the intake. Let's I'll get this all cleaned up, get it put back together. There's a lot of people out there that can show you how to do this better than me. I'm just going to get the job done. See you soon. Alright, I got that thing completely disassembled. We've been here and here. That's just the body of it. This is the float. The needle. I think it'll be okay. Most of that's just discoloration. This is the idle adjustment. It held this stuff in place. Man, I know that's hard to see. Whatever the heck that's for. But it was holding, it's inside of this. And he's pretty dirty too. There's that screw after I removed that don't touch me tamper device off of it. But here's a big problem here. This thing, you should be able to see through this. Let's see if I can, that thing is definitely, come on. Hello. That thing has definitely got some stuff inside of it. And then this is the emulsion tube. Come on. How do I? There. Look at the stuff hanging out of the holes in that thing. This guy's got a bunch of junk inside of him. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, look at that. I'm pretty sure if we get this cleaned up a little bit. Come on, camera. Anyways, I'm sure if we get it cleaned up a little, get it back to performing the way it should, we'll be all right. I'll get it all done, put it all back together. We'll see what happens. No big deal. Anybody can tackle this. And you remember earlier when I thought this thing was working backwards? When I turn the key on, it extends. Well, when you put power on, it extends. It extends now because I put that jumper in it. But look at this. Man, take a look at this for a minute. There's holes high on it. And then there's another set of holes that are low. See that? So that pin extending is blocking off the top set of holes and shutting the fuel off to this carburetor. It's happening when you put power on it. It works backwards from all of them I'm accustomed to. Until I can figure out what's going on with that thing, just to get it running, I'm going to unplug it right down here again, and it'll stay depressed like that. But man, I hope it was just clogged up, because we weren't running before when it was depressed. I'm getting it put back together. Hang in there. Hey you guys, I got that carburetor back on there, cleaned up everything I touched on my way in and out. I didn't have any black tape, but that ought to do for now, right? I'm going to get this thing outside. I'm going to give it a real good bath. Get that gas tank mounted back on there. I decided to use the gas that's in it. I took another sample. It didn't look bad at all. And, yeah, we're going to give this thing its first start in a long time. Hang in there. And you guys ever get that funny feeling you're about to make a big mistake? We'll find out. I can't believe I did that without having a gun pointed to my head. But I got that thing back in here. Looks like this black paint's getting a little chalky. We might give her a Craigslist paint job. Hang in there, we'll get it started here in a second. I'm going to get it completely put back together. I got the gas tank over there. It came pretty clean. It's got some fading issues, but hey, it ought to look pretty good. Stick around. Alright, you guys, I got that thing completely put back together. I gave it a bit of a Craigslist paint job. I use this color right here. And all we really got to do now is turn this gas on underneath here, and I'll get the battery charger hooked up to it, and we'll see if the old girl will run for us. You know, it'd be nice to know if anybody ever wanted to give you one of these generators. I mean, can you actually benefit from taking it? I'll fix that muffler one of these days. I ain't gonna do it right now, but we'll see what happens. Let's get the battery charger hooked up to it, turn the gas on, and cross our fingers. Alright, it's the moment of truth. Got the battery charger hooked up. I'm going to go over there, turn that dude on, turn the gas on under here. Got this thing completely reassembled. Wait about 5 or 10 seconds for the bowl to fill. And then we're going to crank this thing up and, like I say, keep your fingers crossed. Turn the gas on. Here we go, the maiden voyage. Come on, people are watching. Come on. Let's choke it over here. Where's that at? It's choked. Holy cow. Hey, it's Steve again. Soggy Bottom Farm. Look, I had to dig into this generator again. This thing was not choking. I could get it to start by choking it by hand, but I could not get this thing to ever start on its own. I've come to the conclusion that this little diaphragm is bad here. Listen. Thing's got a hole in it. This is what controls the choke on this thing. Starting it. I'm going to take this thing apart. Hopefully we can fix it. Hang in there. Hey, no big deal taking that thing apart. There's a big spring in here. There's the cover, and this is the actuating rod for the choke with the diaphragm on it. Man, this guy's got a couple holes in it, and a lot of dirt has gotten into this thing. So if you got one, might want to keep it in a cleaner environment than this one was stored in. Or at least check this out once in a while. It's no trouble taking it apart. Let's, I'm going to clean this up and we'll see if it's got a hole in it. When I got that thing put back together, I can't really explain why it was leaking before, because once I put it back together, it seems to have sealed a little better. Maybe it's just the way I oriented the gasket. Maybe I flipped it 180 on accident. But it's working now. Let's see if I can do this without embarrassing myself. I'm going to put it back together. I think I got it all figured out. It all seems to be related to the choke. Like I said, if I put my hand over that hole, I was able to get this thing to start up and run by throttling the choke with my fingers. So, let's see what happens here. Hey, let me point something out here. If you end up with a generator and it's got a choke on it like this one does. You see this choke plate is closed right now, this butterfly. You see the position of that thing. When you reassemble this thing, you got to make sure that this black thing right here is all the way in this position before you start putting it back together. Make sure the choke is closed when you reassemble it. You know, pull your little handle here and make sure your butterfly is closed. Let me show you what happens. I think this is what happened to me the first time I reassembled it. Hang on, I'm going to do it wrong. Now, if your choke is open when you reassemble this thing like this, got that guy positioned like that, and then you bring this thing up here and you put that little rod in that hole while it's in this position. You end up like this right here, where the plate is open, the pin is inserted, and you pulled the choke lever. But let me change my position here. this butterfly is open. And you cannot choke the engine. The lever is moving, but you're never choking it. This thing has to be assembled while the choke plate is closed. Okay, there's something that I taught myself today. Hang in there. We're going to start this guy up. I know we will now. Hang on. Man, hey, look, I don't remember where I left you off. I think I was talking about how I was assembling this choke assembly wrong. Anyways, this thing has really tested my my abilities here, but I think we finally got it. I hope you got something out of it. I still got this guy unplugged here. I got some redneck engineering going on there, but I know if I plug that in, I think the spring is broken inside that shut-off solenoid. So we'll just leave that unplugged for now. And I'm going to come over here and turn on the gas, and here we go. Where are you at? Right there. Turn that guy on. Let's pull this choke. Like that. Give this battery a little help. And let's start this guy up. Here we go. Check the meters once she's running. Alright, I only got a couple holes in bolted down on this gas tank. I am going to take it off. I'm going to figure out what's going on with this shut-off, this fuel shut-off. I think it's important. I might not remember to shut the gas off. I usually shut it off and run them empty though. Then I have to fix this muffler over here. I am going to fix it. I don't know if I'll bring you along with me or not, but hey, somebody gave us a free generator and we got it running. I hope I kept you entertained, and thank you for giving me somebody to talk to while I worked on this. I'm Steve. I'm out.